Hey there guys, what's going on? Apologies for my voice in this particular video, as I'm sure it's going to come across sounding a little bit raspy and hoarse today. Apparently Mother Nature, accompanied by my need to sing to music really loud today, has forced my voice into some sort of burgeoning, smoky Tom Waits rasp. So perhaps it'll give me more gravitas for today's video. So, we'll just have to see how that goes. But the point of making this particular video, my sexy rasp aside, is that I wanted to talk about a burgeoning singer-songwriter on the rise that you absolutely need to hear about. And one of my favorite things about music in these last several years, as I've really been discovering it for myself and really discovering what my own tastes were about, and learning from other people, like things I wouldn't have known otherwise, or growing into things, is the ability to not only discover, the old music, the old 70s, 60s stuff that inspires the stuff today, the contemporary artists that are either popular in doing their thing or are working under the radar every day to do something beautiful, is the artists that are out there that you can catch just as they're really starting to discover themselves. The great thing about music, and I was actually trying to come up with a piece on this for my WordPress page, but I just felt the words came better to speak them directly, is how music can take a person, can take an individual, the kid plucking away at their guitar in their room to themselves, the kid writing poetry, the kid that maybe feels a little bit awkward or strange on the outside and really vents it through words or melodies or however those meanings arrive to them, is seeing how music transforms them from being that person alone in a room to maybe in a room of a few people to a room of a lot of people to maybe arenas or stadiums someday, or just how it makes people evolve and really brings the talent out of them, like cherry blossoms in the springtime, seeing people just bloom. And the person I want to talk about today is a young singer-songwriter by the name of Lindsey Luff. Now, when I was down in the city not too long ago, I had the pleasure of visiting the esteemed Rockwood Music Hall, which I had never been to in my periods of time that I've gone down to the city during one of their many excellent music nights. If you ever get a chance to go to Rockwood Music Hall when you're down there, you absolutely must check it out. It's a beautiful place. They do great music nights. A bunch of people get sets, and they do just a whole evening of it, and it's just like a big musical party, and it's fantastic. And I was actually there to see another friend of mine play in a set with her band, a band called Barefoot and Bankside. But my friend Brian, who happened to be there that night as well, recommended that I stick around and see this girl, Lindsey Luff, play her music. And it was her EP release show for her EP, Long Gone. And I'm so glad that he did, because she just absolutely captured the room. She just has one of those fresh, invigorating voices. I think sometimes if you're exposed to too much of like what mainstream music does, in the sense of how it's so copy and pasted to be an image or to be a certain style or to be this and this, you're good looking, you sing like this, you write songs like this, you do this, it's so much cut and paste. It's just always refreshing to hear somebody step up to that microphone and deliver, who really has such a crisp and a fresh idea on who they are as a person. And just seeing her play with her backing band was absolutely tremendous that whole night. And getting to see my friend Brian, who plays on her record, come up and sing with her on one of the songs that they sing on the EP was absolutely amazing. And it was just, it's such a great thing. And I know I'm rambling a little bit trying to get to the point of this, trying to make an anecdote of really just what I was just so impressed with her. But the point is, you should go check this girl out. Her name is Lindsey Luff. Her EP is Long Gone. I'm not sure by the time I upload this video if the Kickstarter for her full record will be going on. That was another thing I had heard about that night, was that they were hoping to get her a full record made, and a Kickstarter appeared not too long after that to raise $18,000 for her campaign. And I wanted to get a piece together to work on, kind of promoting that and getting people to listen to it, or, go listen to the stuff, go support it and all that. But thankfully, Kickstarter came through, as it seems to so often do, thankfully, for the voices that really deserve it. Maybe not often enough, but, should all the time for great voices. But it really did for her. That she's currently at over 19,000, I believe. if my figures are correct, as of this recording, if my computer will cooperate, she sits at $19,600 with 12 hours left to go. So everything is very successful with that, but if I can get that video up in time, it may not be with like 10 minutes left before midnight. You should absolutely, if you don't even get to contribute to the campaign, just go and listen to some of her songs. She's great. She blends like a fresh sense of folk and rootsy folk and a little bit of country and alternative and a little bit of like a pop sensibility, and really mixes it into something that I think is something to really pay attention for, and an artist to really watch as she gets to make her full record. Just great songs about, you know, loving and love lost and leaving and departing what you know, as she, you know, came up and moved all her things with her husband and came to Brooklyn several years ago to make it music and do all this stuff. And you really, you feel the music and what it's stating and what it speaks to you, and you really feel not only her own examination of clearly what her life experiences have been in these last few years, but also just how if something like that can relate to you and having to leave things behind, or realizing that, you know, you gotta move on or go on to, you know, be happy in your life or seek your happiness. It's just, it really speaks to not only what she's saying from her own perspective, but really what you feel inside yourself. And I feel that that was a very, probably a very guru-y thing of me to say, but I really earnestly and honestly feel that with her stuff. And it's just that kind of music where you get in your car, you hook it up, and you just crank the speakers, and it's beautiful, melodic, it's got great hooks, you're singing along to the choruses, you know, a minute into hearing the music for the first time, and it's just, I'm really impressed with her. She got a great backing of musicians to work with her. Brian Elmquist from the Lone Bellow, Brian T. Murphy, who's a great producer, Ben Grace alongside of her, just great musicians who've worked with, you know, are in the Lone Bellow, in Sufjan Stevens, with Sufjan Stevens, Brandi Carlile, great people all around, great producer, just, it's such a great thing, and obviously it doesn't really need the support now because it made it, but any dollar is good to just, you know, maybe give them more room to be viable and promote it on the radio or get it out there a little bit more and help her along in her career, because you guys, you got to hear Lindsey Luff and her EP, Long Gone. It is like, it's my current favorite new thing that I've heard. I regularly put it on wherever I am, you know, if I'm walking to work, if I'm in the car driving along, it's like, it's that thing that like, oh, I got to hear that song again. I got to hear Long Gone, you know, I got to hear this, I got to hear Run, I got to hear that song, you know, it's like, or then you'll forget, like, oh, what's this song again? And then you hear it, it's like, oh my God, there it is. I'm in it again. You know, I'm back in it, and I can already feel the words, like that muscle memory kicking back in. And it's just so tremendous. It's such a tremendous EP. Lindsey Luff, Long Gone, go and check it out over on her Kickstarter page, which I will link to down in the bottom. If not, go search her on YouTube. There's some great videos up there, some older things, as well as some of the songwriter session things they've been working on for songs that could be on the record. And I'm not entirely certain if her EP is available outside of that. Like, I don't know if it's on iTunes or whatever that is, but definitely go and search it out, because of anybody I'm calling right now, like a new voice that you got to go listen to, she is it. So, Lindsey Luff, Long Gone EP, Kickstarter account. Go and throw a few dollars at it if you can. If not, and it's already done by that time, just go and listen to it and support the record or the EP when all that stuff. The EP is out, and when the record comes out too, she's absolutely fantastic. So that is my video for this particular day, guys. Again, sorry for my my little vocal rasp going on today. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to finish this video and complete it when I really wanted to talk about this today. But thankfully, we pushed through. We defied Mother Nature in the hot, dry air and the amazing, beautiful day. But now, folks, I must go enjoy the amazing, beautiful day. I hope you do the same. But take a little good music with you and enjoy the wind and whipping through your hair or lack thereof, and the sun shining down upon you. And stay tuned for much, much more real soon.